So let's see about the second lecture on the X-rays. And in this particular lecture today, we will see characteristics X-ray spectra, uses of X-rays, absorption of X-rays, and at the end, I will conclude the lecture by the summary of the today's lecture. Now, what is the characteristic spectra that we are going to see here? In the last period, I have already explained that the X-rays are the electromagnetic radiations. And as these are the electromagnetic radiations, they possess certain wavelength. And the wavelength of these X-rays is from 0.5 angstrom units to 10 angstrom units. As the X-rays are the rays, as the X-rays are radiations, as the X-rays is the one type of light, therefore it possesses the spectrum. That means the spectrum of light can be seen for the X-rays also. Now, what are the characteristics of this spectrum? What are the characteristics of this spectra that we are going to see? It is purely a theoretical one. Different target materials have different wavelength for the peak in the X-ray spectra. Means what? Just I have told you that X-rays are produced in the X-ray tube. Am I correct? Now, when these X-rays are produced in X-ray tube, there are the two types of metals. One metal or one anode, it is of one metal. Another electrode, that is cathode, it is of another metal. Now, these are the two different materials. One is the emitter of electron. Another is the collector of electron, isn't it? And therefore, the electrons emitted by the cathode or get attracted by the anode. That anode it is called as the target. If anode is of aluminum, then the light rays or the X-rays emitted from that aluminum electrode is having the different wavelength. Suppose inside the tube the anode is of another medium, so for example it is of silver, then at that time the X-rays which are emitted by that particular anode is having the different wavelength. That means different target materials have different wavelength for the peaks in the X-rays. That means when the graph is plotted for the intensity of X-rays versus wavelength, then we found that wavelength of the X-rays which are emitted in the tube from the metal of the different target having the different wavelength. यानी कि हर एक मटेरियल के वास्ते हर एक अलग अलग वेवलेंथ के एक्सरेज इमिट होंगे. जरूरी नहीं है कि वेवलेंथ जो भी इमिट एक्सरे की वेवलेंथ एक ही रहेंगी कि ट्यूब के अंदर अगर कौन सा भी अगर एनोड रहा, कौन से भी मटेरियल का एनोड रहा, सिल्वर भी रहा तो वो वेवलेंथ, तुम्हारे जो है तो लीड भी रहा तो वो वेवलेंथ, या एल्यूमिनियम भी रहा तो वो वेवलेंथ. नो, as the material target material changes, then the maximum wavelength of the emitted X-rays is changing. That means different target materials have different wavelength for the peaks in the X-ray spectra. Second, the peak are due to electron knockout inner cell electron from the target atom. क्या मतलब कि मैक्सिमम वेवलेंथ ये सबकी अलग अलग रहेंगी, ये तो हमने देख लिए. एल्यूमिनियम के लिए मैक्सिमम वेवलेंथ एक्सरे की अलग, लीड के लिए अलग, सिल्वर के लिए अलग, कोई और मेटल होगा तो उसके लिए अलग, नो डाउट. लेकिन ये जो मैक्सिमम वेवलेंथ है, जो पीक ऑफ द वेवलेंथ है, ये काय के वास्ते है? व्हाई दिस पीक ऑफ द वेवलेंथ इज एक्सपेक्टिंग इन द स्पेक्ट्रम? This peak of the X-ray wavelength is obtained due to the electron knockout the inner shell of the electron from the target atom. We have seen in the last period that the electrons which are emitted by the cathode, they goes towards the anode. When they goes towards the anode, it is consisting of one material. That means it is, suppose for example, aluminum. Aluminum is having the electron. These electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a different orbit. These orbits are called as cell. One is the L cell, K cell, and so on. So that means these electrons, the electrons which are going towards the target and knocking to the electrons which is in the K cell, which is the inner cell of course. तो उसके इनर सेल के अंदर जाके इलेक्ट्रॉन को बाहर निकाल के जो इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहर निकलेंगे, उसकी वजह से जो है तो पीक की कीमत बढ़ेगी. भाई एल्यूमिनियम है, उसके के सेल अंदर है, जो ज्यादा अंदर है उसके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के सेल के, तो उसके इलेक्ट्रॉन को निकालने को जितनी ताकत लगेगी जरूरी नहीं है कि उतनी ताकत लीड के सेल को बाहर निकालने के लिए लगे. That means electrons which are revolving in orbit in the K cell, which is the innermost cell. innermost cell के अंदर के इलेक्ट्रॉन को, यानी घर के अंदर से खींच के इलेक्ट्रॉन को निकाल के बाहर एक्सरे के रूप में लाने के वास्ते जो वेवलेंथ रहेगी सबकी अलग अलग रहेंगी. That means it is in the previous point that the peak of the wavelength which is obtained in the X-ray spectra, it depends upon the electron knocking the inner cell of electron from the target atom. Next one, when these inner cell vacancies are refilled by free electrons, X-ray photons are emitted. What happened? Now electrons are going to the inner cell, but that inner cell is having the vacancy, and these vacancies are refilled by the free electrons, then X-rays are emitted. This X-ray, when this electron when goes to that inner K cell, if that K cell is refilled by the free electrons, then at that time photons or the X-rays are get emitted from that one. Now peak for any target element defined its characteristic, यानी कि जो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स वहां से निकलेंगे, जो वेवलेंथ के निकलेंगे, वही जो है तो पीक डिसाइड करेगा, और वो पीक डिसाइड करेगा कि कौन से किस्म के एक्सरे वहां से निकले, whether they are continuous X-ray or they are characteristic X-ray, which type of X-rays are emitted. This can be identified by considering the peak which is obtained in the spectrum. The peaks for any target element define its characteristic X-ray spectrum. From that one, और spectrum किसका रहेगा? Wavelength versus intensity. किसकी wavelength? X-rays की. कहां से? When these are emitted in a X-ray tube, when there are the two electrodes of different materials. One it is the collector and another is the emitter. One is emitting the electron, other is accepting the electron. From that one, they due to this continuous movement of the electron, a particular beam of X-ray is get emitted. These X-rays are having the different wavelength. Therefore, the different peak value of the wavelength is observed in the spectrum. Depending upon that wavelength, we can say that these are the continuous X-ray, or these are the characteristic X-ray, or the type of the target element define the characteristics of the X-ray spectrum. Have you got, please? Anybody please unmute within a second and tell me yes or no.
Yes, sir.
So may I go to next article? Use of X-rays. As you know, X-rays are very famous word for all of you. कहाँ कहाँ इस्तेमाल होते हैं? अरशद खान, X-rays का कहाँ कहाँ नाम सुने आपने? Can you tell me? मार लग गया, X-ray निकालते. Am I correct? This is the famous application of the X-rays. So there are the many use of the X-rays are there. Few applications, few uses of X-rays we are already familiar. But here today, some theoretical point I would like to share with you, that the X-rays are used in which of the fields. First one, they are used in medicine. You are familiar. To diagnose the illness and for the treatment. Medicine में कहाँ कहाँ इस्तेमाल है? One is knowing very well. If you are having some illness, suppose during the accident, unfortunately some part of your body is get fractured, in order to, because in the last article we have seen what is the property of the X-rays. The people who are working in the hospital, they are knowing very well कि X-ray का use medicine में भी है. Now fortunately the student who is working in the hospital is joined now in the class. She can understand that the X-rays are used in the medicine. काय के वास्ते? In order to detect or in order to diagnose the illness and also for the treatment. First of all, to diagnose, to see that how much is the bone is get fractured, or which part of the body is you are affected. And once it is diagnosed, then in order to treat, X-rays are used. X-ray का shock दिए बोलते हैं अपन. We are using this word, shock दिए, X-ray shock दिए. In many treatment, X-rays are used. So one of the famous use or one of the wide use of the X-ray is that the X-rays are used in the medicine. X-rays are used in medicine. Another use of the X-ray in the industry. क्या use है industry में? To locate the cracks in the metal. Suppose the industry is there and that industry is going to manufacture some material with the help of metals. So in that metals, if there is some crack, कुछ क्रैक है क्या, कुछ अंदर चीज है क्या, ये देखने के वास्ते भी एक्सरे का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। एंड अनदर यूज इज इन एक्सरे क्रिस्टलोग्राफी. One of the important use of the X-ray is that X-rays are used in the X-ray crystallography. Do you know what crystal? Anybody of you please unmute and tell me. Crystal ये लफ्ज सुना आपने? Have you heard anywhere? Crystal. Crystal is nothing but it is a solid having the particular or specific arrangement of atom. It is called as the crystal. Diamond आपका क्या है? Crystal है. Crystal को structure रहता. In your 12th standard or in first year, you might have seen that the crystal have monoclinic structure. For example, NaCl, sodium chloride, नमक. It is a crystal. कैसा structure है उसका? Crystal structure है. In your chemistry, you have performed the experiment of acidic radical, basic radical निकालते आप. आपको salt दिया जाता. पहली कौन सी प्रॉपर्टी देखते आप उसकी? Anybody of you please unmute and tell me. आपने किया होगा, साल्ट का एक्सपेरिमेंट किया होगा ना, एसिडिक रेडिकल बेसिक रेडिकल निकालते आप. आपको जब साल्ट देता है लैब असिस्टेंट तो क्या देखते? पहली प्रॉपर्टी. आप कन्फर्मेटिव टेस्ट में क्या लेते? एनीबडी प्लीज अनम्यूट एंड टेल मी वेदर यू आर नोइंग और नॉट, प्लीज. तनज़ा प्लीज. What you are doing there? You are taking the sample in your hand and doing like that, whether it is a crystal structure or it is a amorphous, isn't it? So you are knowing there are large many types of crystals are there, and there are the different types of crystal structure. We will see in the next semester also different type of crystal structure: monoclinic, orthorhombic, tetragonal, hexagonal. These are the structure of the crystal. And in order to determine the crystal structure, a particular type of instrument is used, and that instrument is called as the X-ray diffractometer. And that instrument, X-rays are used, and therefore this study is called as the X-ray crystallography. यानी कि क्रिस्टल का स्ट्रक्चर मालूम करने के वास्ते एक्सरे का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है, जिसको एक्सरे क्रिस्टलोग्राफी कहते हैं. Isn't it? So these are the three wide applications of the X-rays. One is in medicine to diagnose the illness and for the treatment. It used in the industry to locate the cracks in the metal, and in the crystallography to determine the crystal structure of the material. With the help of these figures, I would like to say, अगर इस तरह का कोई स्ट्रक्चर है तो अंदर अगर कुछ छुपा के लेकर आए तो इस तरह का भी एक्सरे डिटेक्टर के अंदर भी इसका इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. Now next one is the absorption of X-rays. Another absorption. You know X-rays are what? X-rays are electromagnetic radiations. Now these X-ray can pass through the any metal. We have seen in the property previous one. When these pass through the certain metal, when they pass through a certain body, then some of the X-ray will be get absorbed by that body. That means all the materials through which the X-ray pass, absorb them up to the certain extent. मेरे पास कोई एक बॉडी है, उसमें से जब एक्सरे पास होते तो वो बॉडी कुछ ना कुछ एक्सरे जो है तो क्या करती? एब्सॉर्ब कर लेती. फॉर एग्जांपल 10 एक्सरे उसके ऊपर, 10 तो ऐसा यूनिट नहीं रहती, लेकिन समझने के लिए फर्ज कीजिए कि 10 एक्सरे एक बॉडी के ऊपर इंसिडेंट हो रहे, जाके गिर रहे या उसमें से पास हो रहे, तो उसमें से पास होने के बाद 10 में के जो है तो 10 जो 10 में से 6 जो है तो ये बॉडी एब्सॉर्ब कर लेगी, उनकी इंटेंसिटी कम करेगी और 4 ही बाहर आएंगे. Isn't it? इसको बोलते हैं एब्सॉर्प्शन. इन उर्दू यू आर कॉलिंग एज जस्ट करना. तो क्या प्रॉपर्टी है एक्सरे की कि व्हेन द एक्सरेज आर पास थ्रू एनी मटेरियल, दैट मटेरियल एब्सॉर्ब द एक्सरे अप टू द सर्टेन एक्सटेंट. सम मटेरियल गेट absorption of the X-ray at the maximum one. Some will get absorption of the X-ray up to the lower extent. That means सबका absorption power या absorption coefficient of X-ray हर मटेरियल का अलग अलग है. जितने X-ray लीड absorb करता, जरूरी नहीं है कि उतने X-ray एल्यूमिनियम absorb करे, जरूरी नहीं है कि उतने X-ray जो है तो सिल्वर absorb करे. That means value of absorption coefficient of the material for the X-ray is different from for the different material. Isn't it? For example, if a sheet of a substance is placed or interposed in the path of the homogeneous beam of X-ray, For example, X-rays are going from X direction, and in the path of the X-ray, a beam or a substance is imposed or a substance is kept, then its intensity decreases. क्या देखते हैं आप? ऐसे एक्सरे जा रहे होंगे एक्स एक्सिस में, और उसके बीच में अगर आपने कोई मटेरियल रख दिए तो एक्सरे पहले जाके मटेरियल पे इंसिडेंट होंगे, ये मटेरियल कुछ एक्सरे जो है तो एब्सॉर्ब कर लेगा, और इधर जो एक्सरे ट्रांसमिट होंगे उनकी इंटेंसिटी यकीनन कम होगी. In our daily life we can say, suppose that one student is running very hard, बहुत तेजी से जा रहा, बीच में उसको किसी से उसकी टक्कर हो गई या वो किसी के साथ टकराया, तो वो स्पीड बरकरार रहती क्या उसकी, वो इंटेंसिटी बरकरार रहती क्या, थोड़ी देर के लिए वो स्टीप डिस्टर्ब हो जाती उसकी, यानी कि उसकी इंटेंसिटी डिक्रीज हो जाती. तो इन द सिमिलर मैनर, इन द पाथ ऑफ द एक्सरे, इफ सम मटेरियल इज केप्ट, then that material will absorb at some of the x-rays, remaining will be get transmitted, and therefore the intensity of the x-rays with which they were traveling or with which they were moving get decreased. Now in order to understand this one, let us consider this figure. Now this is the x-ray tube. Can you see my cursor on the figure, please? Anybody please unmute and tell me. All of you are there?
Yes, sir.
So see here, this is the x-ray tube. In the x-ray tube, one is the anode, another is the cathode, isn't it? You know from the last lecture that x-rays are produced in this x-ray tube. Now from this x-ray tube, x-rays are produced, they are having the different wavelength, यानी कि अलग अलग wavelength के x-ray produce होंगे और इस तरह से बाहर निकलेंगे. These the red dotted lines are nothing but these are the x-rays which are produced in this x-ray tube and coming with the different wavelength out of this x-ray tube. Now these x-rays having the different wavelength produced in the x-ray tube comes out of it. When they come out of it, they are allowed to pass through the small slits S1 and S2 here. ये दिख रहा है, मैं जो बता रहा हूँ नीले कलर के दो, क्या है ये? स्लिट है. स्लिट समझता ना आपको, छोटी सी लाइन, ये इसको स्लिट बोलते हैं. ऐसे जो छोटा सा जा रहा ना, इसको स्लिट बोलते हैं. समझते ना स्लिट? फर्स्ट ईयर में हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, स्लिट बताया था मैंने, स्पेक्ट्रोमीटर का एक्सपेरिमेंट किया था हमने. डू यू रिमेंबर? प्लीज अनम्यूट एनीबॉडी एंड टेल.
Yes, sir.
So these x-rays of the different wavelength, when they are coming through the x-ray tubes, are allowed to pass through these slits S1 and S2. काय को स्लिट में से पास करने का? इसलिए स्लिट में से पास करने का कि ये इस तरह के डायफ्रैक्टेड है, इधर उधर फैले हुए हैं, तो वो सीधा स्ट्रेट लाइन जाए. The x-rays, these red colors dotted lines, they should not move here and there, they should move along a straight line, or in order to collimate them or rendered to move parallel, उनको इधर उधर ले जाने के बजाय उनको सीधा पैरेलल लेके जाने के वास्ते यहाँ पर दो स्लिट रखे. ये दो स्लिट में से जो ये जो एक्सरे बीम है वो सीधा जाएंगे और सीधा जाकर किसके ऊपर टकराएंगे? नाउ आफ्टर दिस टू स्लिट, वन क्रिस्टल इज केप्ट हियर. क्रिस्टल, रिमेंबर क्रिस्टल किसको बोलते हैं? क्रिस्टल किसको बोलते हैं? फिर एक बार डेफिनेशन सुन लीजिए. क्रिस्टल, it is made up of any material. It may be of zinc, it may be of zinc sulfate, it may be of thiourea, it may be of potassium dihydrogen phosphate, it may be of diamond or any. क्या फर्क है सॉलिड में और क्रिस्टल में? क्रिस्टल is different from the solid in the sense that crystal is a solid in which there is a uniform particular periodic organization of atoms. यानी क्रिस्टल के क्रिस्टल के अंदर एटम्स की तरतीब एकदम सिस्टेमेटिक, पीरियोडिक, यानी वक्फे से और बराबर है. इसको बोलते हैं क्रिस्टल. क्रिस्टल का ऐसा एक मखसूस स्ट्रक्चर होने की वजह से क्या होगा? व्हेन दिस लाइट रेज और व्हेन दिस एक्स-रेज आर इंसिडेंट ऑन द क्रिस्टल, दिस एक्स-रे गेट्स डायफ्रैक्टेड. दैट मींस they get diffracted and monochrome from after passing through the crystal, they get transmitted and only one wavelength x-rays will be get transmitted. यहाँ से आने वाले अलग अलग वेवलेंथ के थे, लेकिन ये अलग अलग वेवलेंथ के एक्सरे जब क्रिस्टल के ऊपर गिरे, क्रिस्टल के अंदर लार्ज नंबर ऑफ लेयर्स है, उसके कुछ लेयर्स ने तो क्रिस्टल को एक्सरेज को एब्सॉर्ब कर दिया, और कुछ जो है तो एक पर्टिकुलर वेवलेंथ के जो है तो एक्सरे को उन्होंने क्रिस्टल ने क्या किया? अलाउड टू पास थ्रू इट. एंड दिस इज द अनदर मोनो. नाउ यहाँ से आने वाले मोनोक्रोमेटिक एक्सरे नहीं थे, लेकिन आफ्टर पासिंग और आफ्टर गेटिंग ट्रांसमिटेड और आफ्टर गेटिंग डायफ्रैक्टेड from the crystal, the monochromatic x-rays are now obtained, Now this monochromatic X-ray are then allowed to pass on the absorber. Absorber यानी जो X-ray absorb करता, वहां एक मटेरियल रख दिए, लीड का टुकड़ा रख दिए, डस्टर का टुकड़ा रख दिए, लकड़ी का टुकड़ा रख दिए, एल्यूमिनियम का रख दिए, सिल्वर का रख दिए, whatever it may be, of a particular thickness. Now what happened? This monochromatic X-ray, when the incident on the absorber absorbs certain X-ray and allowed to pass some of this one. जो कम इंटेंसिटी के थे, जो कमजोर थे, उसको इन्हें क्या करता, अब्सॉर्बर एब्सॉर्ब कर देता, और जो तेज थे वो इसमें से पास होके डायरेक्ट जाकर किसके अंदर चले जाएंगे, आयोनाइजेशन चेंबर के अंदर चले जाएंगे. कैन यू सी दिस आयोनाइजेशन चेंबर हियर? प्लीज अनम्यूट एंड टेल मी, कैन यू सी दिस वन?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? Now when this monochromatic X-ray enter in this ionization chamber, there is a gas, and inside, and we have seen in the last period that the X-rays have the property to ionize the gas which is present in the ionization chamber. Therefore, when this monochromatic X-ray, after passing through this absorber, enters into the ionization chamber, ionize the gas, and when the ionization of the gas takes place, the ionization current is obtained, and that ionization current can be measured with the help of the electrometer. Isn't it? Now, from the figure, can you tell me how much? From the figure, can you tell me how much X-ray will be get ionized? ये आयोनाइजेशन करंट कम कितना रहेगा और ज्यादा कब रहेगा, किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करता है? एनीबॉडी प्लीज अनम्यूट एंड टेल मी, कितना ज्यादा आयोनाइजेशन हुआ इसका अनुसार किसके ऊपर रहेगा, किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेंगे ये कि कितने एक्सरे जो है तो इसके पास से आ रहे. दैट मींस हाउ मच और व्हाट इज द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ एक्सरे व्हिच आर इंटर इन दिस वन. और यहाँ पर कितने एक्सरे आ रहे हैं उसका वो किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा कि ये एब्सॉर्बर ने कितने एब्सॉर्ब करा. एम ए करेक्ट? यानी कि इलेक्ट्रोमीटर जो रीडिंग बताएगा करंट की, उसका ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा कि आयोनाइजेशन कितना हुआ. आयोनाइजेशन कितना हुआ वो डिपेंड करेगा कि कितने एक्सरे आए, कितने एक्सरे आए उसका इन्हें किसके ऊपर करेगा कि यहाँ कौन सा एब्सॉर्बर रखे, कितना थिकनेस वाला, मोटा एब्सॉर्बर रखे या पतला रखे. इफ द एब्सॉर्बर इज ऑफ हैविंग द मोर थिकनेस, isn't it, more and more X-ray will be get absorbed, isn't it, and less number of X-ray will reach to the ionization chamber, therefore less current or less intensity will be seen. That means from this one you can understand that if I0 be the intensity of incident beam, I is the intensity of the beam after passing through this absorber, यानी कि यहाँ जाने के बाद इंटेंसिटी, absorber में से जाने के बाद इंटेंसिटी कम हो जाएंगी. अब इंटेंसिटी कितनी कम होगी, that will depend upon the thickness of the absorber, isn't it? And that's why you can say that the intensity will changes with respect to the thickness. If the thickness is more, इंटेंसिटी इज लेस. जितना मोटा एब्सॉर्बर लगाएंगे उतने उन्हें ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन एब्सॉर्ब करेगा, जितने ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन एब्सॉर्ब होंगे उतनी इंटेंसिटी कम होंगी, जितनी इंटेंसिटी कम होंगी उतने कम इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सरे जो है तो आयोनाइजेशन चेंबर में जाएंगे, जितने कम आयोनाइजेशन चेंबर में जाएंगे उतनी जो है तो इंटेंसिटी यानी कि इलेक्ट्रोलाइजेशन या आयोनाइजेशन चेंबर में जो है तो इलेक्ट्रोलाइसिस कम होगा और उतनी ज्यादा इंटेंसिटी कम होगी. दैट मींस द इंटेंसिटी ऑफ द एक्सरेज causing the ionization is depends upon the thickness of the absorber. That means as the thickness is goes on increasing, intensity goes on what?
Decreasing.
Decreasing. That means between the intensity and thickness which type of relation is there? एक बढ़ रहा तो दूसरा
Inversely proportion. Inversely proportion.
इनवर्सली तो है, यानी कि यहाँ पर हम ये बोल सकते हैं कि इनवर्सली तो है, लेकिन साथ साथ में जैसे जैसे टाइम बढ़ेगा, जैसे जैसे इंटेंसिटी बढ़ेगी, वैसे वैसे जो है तो एब्सॉर्बर की थिकनेस को जो है तो यानी कि ठीक है यहाँ पे कम कम होता है, लेकिन बाद में इधर से कंटिन्यू जाते जा रहे, लिहाजा ये जो है तो एक इनवर्सली तो है, लेकिन साथ में ये है इट इज एक्सपोनेंशियल. एक्सपोनेंशियल मींस व्हाट? एज द इंटेंसिटी गोज ऑन इंक्रीजिंग, thickness of the absorber goes on decreasing. That means the decrease in intensity di is observed to follow the equation, that is I is equals to I0 e raised to minus mu x. This is the exponential equation, and here mu is the called as coefficient absorption of the material, or you may call this as the linear attenuation coefficient is also there. यानी कि जैसे जैसे एब्सॉर्बर का थिकनेस बढ़ते जाएगा वैसे वैसे इंटेंसिटी जो है तो कम कम होती जाएगी. दैट मींस इंटेंसिटी पहली कितनी थी before passing through the absorber and intensity after passing through the absorber of the X-ray, if you consider, we found that there is a relation that as the intensity of the absorber is goes on increasing, with respect to the thickness of the absorber, and that means the coefficient कितना thickness बोले तो कितना उन्हें absorb करता, जितना उन्हें absorb करेगा, that means absorption coefficient will decide the intensity, and therefore the decrease in intensity di, if I0 is the intensity of incident beam, I be the intensity of the beam after passing through the absorber, and decrease in the intensity suppose di, then I is equal to I0 e raised to minus mu x, and this is nothing but it is called as the exponential equation of the intensity of the X-ray after passing through a absorber of the different thickness. And here I is the intensity of the incident ray, I0 intensity, I0 is the intensity of the incident beam, I is the intensity after passing through the absorber, E is it is a coefficient, and mu, and that mu here it is called as the absorption coefficient of the X-ray. Absorption coefficient of the X-ray बोले तो क्या? Total amount of X-ray absorbed by the absorber divided by total number of X-ray incident on it. That means from this figure you can see, from this crystal, suppose 100 X-rays are incident on this crystal, then out of that 100, suppose 100 ऐसा नंबर रहता लेकिन समझने के लिए, that absorber have absorbed how much, suppose 70, बाहर कितने निकले खाली 30, तो जितने absorb किया बटे उसके ऊपर इंसिडेंट हुए, isn't it? Total number of X-ray absorbed divided by total number of X-ray incident, that ratio is nothing but it is called as absorption coefficient of that absorbing material. From that one, please unmute yourself and tell me, absorption coefficient of all the material, it will remain same or it will be different for different material? Anybody or all of you may please unmute for a while of second and please tell me कि absorption coefficient हर material का एक रहेगा कि सबका अलग अलग रहेगा? यहाँ पे
different होगा.
Yes, सबका different होगा, यानी कि as the material changes, सबका material अलग रहा तो उसका absorption coefficient अलग, material एक रहा लेकिन thickness अलग रही तो भी absorption coefficient अलग अलग. Have you understand? That means the intensity of X-ray decrease, that is depend upon the thickness, and that means the absorption coefficient of the X-ray, and that is called as the exponential equation, and this mu it is called as the linear absorption coefficient. Now ionization chamber can be used to study that ionization chamber क्यों हमने इस्तेमाल करे? We want to consider that the X-ray coming from the X-ray tube, when they are enter into this one, how much X-ray can enter into the ionization chamber. That means in order to study the penetrating ability of the X-ray, we have used the ionization chamber there. X-rays are collimated by the slit. Slit क्यों लगाया बोला था कि X-ray को जो है तो collimated rendered parallel, इधर उधर नहीं जाना X-ray ट्यूब में से निकलने के बाद, ये मैं पहले बता दिया लेकिन फिर यहाँ है बोल के डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ कि X-ray slit क्या वास्ते लगाए कि X-ray इधर उधर नहीं जाना बल्कि कैसे जाना, they should be rendered parallel and should be monochromatic, and Bragg's reflection pass through the material as under study. Thickness of the absorbing material is changing. Worried matlab changing, every time you may change the thickness of the absorbing material, and transmitted intensity is plotted against the thickness. जो ग्राफ हमने देखा किसके किसके बीच में ग्राफ था, thickness is, you can see from this figure, along the x-axis there is a thickness and along the y-axis there is क्या है? Anybody unmute and tell me y-axis को क्या लिए? Intensity. यानी कि intensity of the X-ray passing through the absorber and thickness of the absorber. And when this graph is plotted, then the graph is कैसा plot आया? Decay समझता ना? Decrease, exponential decay. That as the thickness goes on increasing, intensity goes on. क्या देख रहे आप? देखिए ये x-axis में thickness बढ़ रहा, 2, 4, 6, 7. Intensity कैसी हो रही? डिक्रीज. दैट मीन्स कैसा ये ऐसा जो एक के बढ़ने के साथ दूसरे के कम होने को कौन से कर के नाम से पुकारते मैथमेटिक्स में? डीके. आपने रेडियो एक्टिविटी पढ़े होंगे. एज द टाइम इंक्रीजेस, नंबर ऑफ पार्टिकल एसोसिएटेड विद द पार्टिकल डिक्रीजेस. इट इज कॉल्ड एज द एक्सपोनेंशियल डीके. दैट मीन्स यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट एज द थिकनेस ऑफ द absorbing material is varied, transmitted intensity is plotted, and from the plot is showed that as the thickness goes on increasing, the relative intensity of the incident beam goes on decreasing, and that curve which is obtained, it is called as the decay curve, or you may call it the exponential decay is seen. That is also reflected in the equation I is equals to I0 e raised to minus mu x. इसको एक्सपोनेंशियल की जरा डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन रहती है, उस तरह से ये इक्वेशन नहीं ना कभी भी e raised to समथिंग अगर ऐसा रहा तो उसको आप कौन सी इक्वेशन के नाम से पुकारते मैथमेटिक्स में? एक्सपोनेंशियल इक्वेशन। जैसा डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन को कैसा पुकारते हैं आप? डी थीटा बाय डी टी, यानी जिसके अंदर डेरिवेटिव रहा तो दैट इक्वेशन इट इज कॉल्ड एज द डिफरेंशियल इक्वेशन। उसी तरह e raised to समथिंग रहा, वन कांस्टेंट a is equals to b e raised to something, then such type of equation it is called as the exponential equation. And whatever the equation we have obtained, it can be seen with the help of the graph that as the absorbing thickness of the absorbing material is increases, the intensity goes on decreasing, and that is called as the exponential decay. Now absorption age, within 5 minutes I will try to explain. Absorption age bole to kya? We have seen that X-rays are incident on a target, isn't it? When the X-rays are incident on the target, they are emitting the electron from the K cell, isn't it? The major part of the incident energy of the X-ray photon is used in ejecting the, यानी कि K cell सबसे अंदर रहता, the electrons which are striking the target, they are having much energy. उसकी सारी एनर्जी है तो K cell के इलेक्ट्रॉन को बाहर निकालने में चले जाती, isn't it? Thus the energy of the X-ray beam is absorbed photoelectrically, causing the emission of the K cell. यानी कि जो इलेक्ट्रॉन जाके इंसिडेंट होते वो अपनी एनर्जी K cell को देते, K cell को बाहर निकालते, यानी कि 100 के साथ 100 एनर्जी के साथ 100 कैलोरी एनर्जी के साथ अंदर जा रहा होगा तो उसकी 90-80 कैलोरी एनर्जी तो K cell के इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को बाहर निकालने में चली जाती, isn't it? क्योंकि K cell के इलेक्ट्रॉन सबसे अंदर रहते. But if the incident radiation has the wavelength longer than the energy then required K electron, there is no photoelectric absorption. At this stage there is a sudden fall. यानी कि देखिए आप यहाँ पर कि पहले ऐसा यहाँ से वेवलेंथ जारी जहाँ से इलेक्ट्रॉन निकाले फिर तो वेवलेंथ कम हो रही फिर वेवलेंथ बढ़ रही. That means at the stage there is a sudden fall in the absorption coefficient, and such a wavelength when there is a sudden fall in the absorption coefficient of the given material of X-ray beam, that fall in X-ray it is called as the absorption. You can see this graph please. ऐसे जा रही है, ये वेवलेंथ है, ये एब्सॉर्प्शन कोएफिशिएंट है. क्या देख रहे हैं आप कि as the wavelength increasing, absorption coefficient is also increasing, but at one stage absorption coefficient is maximum here, wavelength is also maximum. यानी यहाँ तक चले गए, यहाँ जाने के बाद K शेल के इलेक्ट्रॉन को उसने बाहर निकाल दिया, यानी कि उनकी वहां एब्सॉर्प्शन क्या हो जाएगा, वहां पे उनकी वेवलेंथ गिर जाएंगी. वेवलेंथ गिरेंगे तो उनका एब्सॉर्प्शन कोएफिशिएंट भी गिर जाएगा. तो एब्सॉर्प्शन कोएफिशिएंट गिर के यहाँ नीचे आ गया, लिहाजा यहाँ एक डिसकंटिन्यूटी है, isn't it? And this discontinuity or this fall in absorption coefficient, ये fall हुआ कि नहीं? ये देखिए यहाँ से बढ़ते जा रहा था absorption coefficient, बड़ा 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 मैक्सिमम हो गया, लेकिन यहाँ जाने के बाद ये मिनिमम हो गया एकदम. तो this decrease or this sudden fall in the absorption coefficient of the X-ray at a particular wavelength, it is called as the absorption age. Now what happened after the K cell? Again the absorption coefficient increase है, बाद में उसको इलेक्ट्रॉन K cell का बाहर निकल गया, लेकिन आपके कंटिन्यूअस इलेक्ट्रॉन एक्सरे पैदा हो रहे, फिर अगेन द एब्सॉर्प्शन कोएफिशिएंट इंक्रीजेस, गोज इन दिस वे, रीचेस टू मैक्सिमम, देन अगेन फॉल. यहाँ फॉल का क्यों हुआ? इन ऑर्डर टू इमिट द इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्रॉम द L cell, isn't it? Then again increases, फिर again fall. That means this discontinuity or this fall in the absorption coefficient in order to eject or in order to emit the electron from the K cell or from the L1, L2, L3 cells, this decrease or this sudden fall in the wavelength of the absorption coefficient, it is nothing but it is called as the absorption age. Have you got please absorption age किसको बोलते समझ में आया definition? कि sudden fall in wavelength, the sudden such a wavelength where there is a sudden fall in the absorption coefficient of a given material of X-ray, it is called as the absorption age. Immediately after the two more discontinuity, एक बड़ा दिखा यहाँ discontinuity, उसके बाद फिर यहाँ पर है, फिर यहाँ पर है, फिर यहाँ पर है, and so on. And this discontinuity for the L cell and other cell is called as the absorption coefficient. Now within 2 minutes I will summarize. Peak of the target element I have explained, that is the X-ray spectrum, use of X-ray in the medical industry and crystallography, decrease in intensity of X-ray due to the absorption exponential curve है, ये बात पता है हमने आज. And third, our last one, we have seen that the wavelength where there is a sudden fall in the absorption coefficient of the given material of X-ray beam is called as the absorption age. Have you got please? Anybody please unmute
Yes,
and
sir.
tell. So with this one, the today's lecture is ends. If you are having any problem, then within 1 minute, you can ask, or you can ask later on also. So we shall stop here today. Remaining thing we shall see in the